Hi, how are you? Good morning if you're taking this class in the morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever it is. I'm sure you are fine and you are with me. And your teacher, Elisha Elias Lomai. And today we are going to talk about water. Welcome to this class, Health Principle and Physical Education. And today we are going to talk about water. Water, we cannot live without it. Some of us take a lot of water, others only just kiss a glass. We need water. Water is a drink. And surprisingly, at least 70% of the world surface is covered with water. But unfortunately, most of us do not drink it. Water covers at least 70% of the world earth surface. And the land is only covering at least 30%. But with all that amount of water, there's a lot of water for us to drink. But there's another kind of water, like in the ocean, which is too salty, which cannot be taken for drinking. But we have a lot of water in freshwater bodies, which can be used, and it can be good for us. Remember, you need to drink water that is clean and must be safe. So we need to drink water. And surprisingly also, water makes up 50 to 70% of our body weight. So if you are weighing 100 kilograms, 50 to 70 kilograms is water. And the rest of our body matter of parts of the body makes 30 to 50% of your body weight. So you can see how much we need water in our daily life. But also that is not enough. We cannot survive without drinking water. We can survive for only a few days without water. But it is found in intracellular water and also extracellular water. It is one component that is needed in our body that we need most. And you can notice that every time we need water in our body. So if you can check in your body, water usually moves. Okay? And water usually moves across the cell membrane by the process of osmosis. You know, osmosis is the movement of material from lower concentration to higher concentration. So water moves in the process of osmosis in our cell membrane. So our cells usually need water as it absorbs water, and we need in our body. What are the function of water? Let's check out the function. Water helps to remove waste product. You have eaten food, you have taken things, but at the lowest level, those nutrients are taken into a cell, but the cell need to release the unwanted material, and then water will need to carry that. It will be carried with water, work as a solvent, and it can be helpful in removing waste product in our body. Even in a normal circumstance, if you're not drinking enough water, you can find yourself finding that even waste removal in our body becomes a problem. You don't have to wait until your urine turned color and turned to orange or yellow, whatever it is. You need to drink water and you have clear urine, because water is helpful in removing waste. Another function of water is that water serves as a shock absorber. Surrounding our joints, usually there's water. Water in different joints, in the legs, in every part of your body, you need water, and you have water. And water helps you in working with those joints in the production of amniotic fluid. And also, even when a pregnant woman will have fluid that covers that young child, that infant before it's born, in the fetus as it's growing, the fetus usually like swimming in a pool of water. So water is very important, very necessary. But also water has other functions. Not only working as a shock absorber and also in waste removal, but also water, we need a lot of water. we need at least roughly 8 cups of water, 8 glasses of water in our daily life per day. That is equivalent to at least 2 liters of water per day. But you can notice, if you have this big bottle, you can have this bottle and the small one. That will be 2 liters. At least we need at least 2 liters of water per day. And we also excrete or we lose water in our body. Why would we need all of that kind of water? Because we lose water every day by sweating. You are sweating in the armpits, in the face, in the back, and every part of the body. When you are sweating, you are losing water. But when you are breathing as well, you are also losing water. I'm going to use this as a reason. If you can find, if you breathe inside a vehicle, you see some kind of moisture that covering, and you can notice that as we breathe, we usually also lose water. When you urinate, I'm not going to practice urinating in public, but when you urinate, you usually lose water. And even in the feces, when you go for a long call, you also lose water. Those are some of the ways you usually lose water. But most of us usually drink when we are feeling thirsty. When a person feels thirsty, then say, "Oh, I want to drink water." That's when the person takes a bottle of water and usually take a drink. And thirsty is usually a response when you lose water. You don't have to wait until you are thirsty. That's when you drink water. But rather, when we lose too much water in our body, the body usually develops thirsty as a response. If thirsty is ignored, then it produces the antidiuretic hormone, which stimulates the kidney to retain water. The kidney, it triggers the body to retain more water. How does that process work? It works like this. It works that the pituitary gland releases antidiuretic hormone. The antidiuretic hormone causes the kidney to reduce urine flow and increase water uptake. And then it also causes the fall of blood pressure. And with the cause of the fall of blood pressure, it releases the renin. With the renin, it activates the angiotensin 1 and the angiotensin 1 usually trigger the angiotensin 2, and in the end, that response works in the heart and in the lungs, which cause the glands to release the aldosterone, and in the response, the body will retain more water and salt. If you can check, that is the first step, the second step, the third step, the fourth step, which triggers that step, and finally the body will retain salt and water. So water, we can notice that it is very important in our body. But how much water is needed? There's usually enough water in our body in extracellular water out of the cell, and intracellular water, which is intracellular fluid, water inside the cell. You can notice that at least 63% of water that is needed in our body, it is in the form of intracellular fluid, 63%. And only 37% is usually extracellular fluid. And you can notice that in a body fluid, all that can be able to be watched. So my advice to you is that as much as you can, you need to drink water. We need to drink water. Let me review with you that water is very important. We cannot live without it. Another thing we noted that this surface, the Earth's surface, is covered by 70% by water. But in our body also, 50 to 70% is water. And something else that we noted, that water usually is very important, and we cannot survive without it. You can survive for a few days without food. You cannot do that without water, at least a very few days. But water is found in our body as either intracellular fluid or extracellular fluid. Whereas intracellular fluid is that fluid inside the cell, extracellular fluid is that fluid surrounding the cell or out of the cell. And we need water, and water usually moves across the cell membrane by osmosis. We also have noticed that water works as a solvent in biochemical reaction. Water helps also in other function. Water helps to support us in temperature regulation. Temperature regulation. Maintaining body temperature, water is very important. That when it's too hot, we usually lose water in form of sweat. When it's cold, we retain water, and usually we urinate more often rather than sweating. And you can notice that we also have seen that water helps to maintain proper osmotic pressure in our body. The cell turgidity needs a lot of water, so for it to maintain the osmotic pressure. It's very important that we have the perfect osmotic pressure. But also we need water to remove waste product in our body. And water serves as a shock absorber. We already discussed that. In our joints, in the even in amniotic fluid, that's water that is needed. So go and practice in your real life and drink more water. You know, most of us do not drink water. We only kiss a glass. You need to drink water. But most importantly, if you want to drink water, don't drink water while eating food. Water should be taken at least a half an hour to 1 hour before or after a meal, not with the meal. Because drinking water and eating food at the same time simply delays digestion process rather than being more supportive. But you could drink water much healthier if you are taking water while before the meal or after the meal, not with. It is enough for us to, it is good enough for us to practice drinking water. But if that becomes a challenge, make sure that water that you're taking per day should not be cold or too hot. At least something close to body temperature. Some people are usually taking a lot of cold, very cold water. That simply cool your body temperature but does not add fluid in your body. But rather, the solution would have been taking more water which is closer to the body temperature, at least something close to the room temperature. That will be more healthier to you. Warm water could be great, but sustaining it could be another challenge. So the best option is to take something that is closer to body temperature. If you have any question, you can post down the questions. And thank you very much, Elisha Elias Lomai. That's my name. And have a wonderful time. Keep drinking water. Thank you very much. May God bless you.